This is the easiest way to sew a skirt, and I will show you how to add pockets as well. So let's get started. You're going to need a rectangular piece of fabric which is as wide as you want your skirt length to be and about 2.5 to 3 meters long, depending on how much volume you want your skirt to have. We're going to start out with an, in my case, 2.5 meters long rectangle that is as wide as I want the skirt length to be. Next, we'll need to fold that rectangle in half and mark our waist circumference on the waistline of the skirt. Make sure it's centered. You'll notice that this means we'll end up with a total of double our waist circumference, since we've got 2 layers of fabric here, the front and the back of the skirt. This is for a skirt with an elasticated waistline. If you want to gather the fabric regularly and attach it to a plain waistband, or if you'd like more volume at the top, mark out 1.5 times your waist circumference. Now we can cut a diagonal line from the waist to the hem, which removes some of the extra bulk of the fabric at the top, giving you an A-line effect. If you want to add pockets to your skirt seams, this is the time to do it. Since inserting pockets is a tricky business, I'm going to show you with colored paper first. Pockets are sturdier if they're attached to the waistband of the skirt rather than just the side seams. So that's what we are going to do. With the right side of your skirt panel facing up, place the pocket piece on top, right side down, and attach along the opening, so along the side seam of the skirt. You'll then need to understitch that seam to prevent the pocket from creeping out, meaning you fold the seam allowance towards the pocket and stitch it down close to the original seam. This will ensure that your actual pocket is invisible in the end. Do this on both the front and back panels, and then place them right sides together and stitch the side seam of the skirt right sides facing, beginning at the lower end of the pocket opening and going all the way down to the hem. It helps if you insert your sewing pins at a right angle, so you can stitch over them without having to stop and remove each pin as you go. Now fold the pocket part attached to the back panel over to the front like so, and stitch along the waistline going through all 3 layers, your 2 pocket layers and the front of the skirt. And then continue closing the pocket, stitching only through your 2 pocket layers. Then it's time to hem the skirt. I'm doing a simple rolled hem by folding the raw edge over twice and top stitching it in place. If you'd like a more delicate or high-end finish, I can recommend doing this by hand, but for this particular skirt I'm just going to top stitch the hem by machine. It helps to look at the edge of your presser foot or the appropriate mark on your sewing table as a guide for the fabric edge, instead of looking at the needle, to ensure that you get a nice and straight seam. As always, my bottom thread ran out, so I had to take a break and rewind the bobbin. While I'm doing that, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you're enjoying it so far. The engagement would really help me out. Your waistband should be twice the desired width, plus seam allowance. Attach the waistband right sides facing, then fold it down towards the inside of the skirt, fold under the raw edge and make sure that the seam allowance from the waist seam is folded up so all the raw edges disappear inside the waistband. Pin everything securely in place Again, inserting the pins at a right angle, perpendicular to the seam that you want to sew, so you can stitch over them. We're going to do what's called stitching in the ditch to secure the waistband in place. From the right side of the skirt, stitch directly on top of the groove made by the existing seam, which will help your stitching to virtually disappear. This takes some practice, and the slower you go, the better it will turn out. Leave a little opening at one side to insert the elastic into your channel. Attach a large safety pin to one end of your elastic and use that to push the elastic forward as you insert it into the waistband. Finally, overlap the ends of the elastic slightly and sew a rectangle and an X to secure the ends like so. Close the gap you've left earlier to insert the elastic, again stitching in the ditch, and give all the seams and especially the hem a good press. Don't even think about skipping this step, it really makes a huge difference. And the skirt is done. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching to the end, and I will see you next time.